We acknowledge the land we are filming on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is still home to many Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island. Wherever you are, we encourage you to look into the land you're on too. Hey, I'm Naja, and this is How TO Art. Creativity looks different for everyone, and navigating that plus a pandemic can be like a roller coaster. Today, I'll be meeting drag artist and photographer Flora Tang. Come with me as we go through all the ups and downs.
My first time on stage was so nerve-wracking. When my first drag act was over, I felt like, holy crap, people are actually gonna come up to me and saying that I did great. And it made me feel really happy and supported, and really great to get my first queer public voice out there. By day, I am a development coordinator. I work in the real estate industry, and by night, some may know me as a photographer, others may know me as Drag King Jack Shit. Jack is a very fun, charismatic kind of guy. He loves the attention. He loves spreading the attention to other people as well. He loves R&B, hip-hop, funk, just dancing and having a good time with everyone. Hi, my name is Flora, and this is How TO Art.
Hey, how are you?
Going?
Good, how are you?
I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course. Come on in.
Oh,
So, this is our unit here. Yeah.
so pretty.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oh, I'm gonna show you this little octi. This is Milo.
Who's that?
I go by they, them, and this is when I tell my partner that I'm happy, and when I'm angry.
That's so cute.
So this is your photography stuff?
Yeah, so this shelf, this is the gear that I work with.
Can you show me your favorite camera?
Yeah, I think at the time it's gonna have to be this film camera from my dad. It holds so much more memory knowing that it came from my dad and knowing that he used it.
Can I see the camera?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, here, come sit next to me.
Yeah, so this is,
Wow.
yeah, I mean,
So how does this work?
the way my dad explained it is, and it pops open,
Oh, wow.
goes like that, and then you put the roll
Oh,
in
and
here.
that's where the film goes in.
Yeah, so the film goes in here, and you basically stretch it across here, and you kind of want to roll like the tongue a little bit over, and you close it.
So what type of photos did you start taking?
I definitely started taking more like urban scapes because I really enjoyed like certain angles that made buildings look, you know, different than what it was. Just like making sure I get a different perspective on things that people don't necessarily see. The idea that I work in urban planning also has me a little bit more interested in architecture in general, and I want to see how I can capture this in photos. I love the industry that I'm in. My 9-to-5 entails the whole process of acquiring land all the way to constructing it to the building that we are proposing for. I think sometimes I do get conflicted because I do see a lot of issues around it or challenges that I think we sometimes need to adapt better. So this is the bedroom. Here's like the massive closet collection.
Wow, I'm so excited to make a character for myself or a whole persona. So, want to get started?
Yeah.
What should I start with?
I mean, what are your favorite things that you like to do that you don't necessarily like to shine?
Honestly, I think that's the dancing part. I think that I'm very reserved when it comes to dancing and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I want to be all out. Like, I want to be in your
Yes.
face. I want to be like
Yes.
getting into it. I want to be super confident.
We don't gotta downplay anything. This is drag. We gotta like upplay everything. We gotta like sell your confidence. You know, you're a performer. You're an entertainer. You gotta remember that.
I want to own it. I want to do like a
wanna own
whole 180 from like what I'm usually like. You know what I mean? So how did you come up with the name Jack Shit?
So I didn't come up with it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who did?
My partner actually came up with it because she's a genius and she's really smart about it. I couldn't come up with a name for the life of me. And another one that I thought was good was gonna be like Flo the Builder.
Oh.
because I'm in urban planning, but it's like Bob the Builder.
Yeah.
But it's like Flo the Builder. But then I was told that if you don't know I'm in urban planning, it's not really that
Oh,
funny.
no, that's true. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because how would they know?
Yeah.
How do I come up with my name?
Well, your name is Naja. How do you feel about Lil Nas?
Oh, that would work.
Like
that
Lil
would work.
Nas?
Yep. Okay.
Like
so you
Old
did that,
Town
yeah.
Road Lil Nas, but like...
Yeah. Okay. I could do that. Lil Nash.
What are your favorite things that you like to wear?
Usually I wear more tight and like fitted clothes, like a black solid top or like a white top, colorful bottoms usually.
So how about we take that to the complete opposite? Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go extra
Yeah.
big for your drag persona, and let's go colors.
I'd love to try that. So
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe these shorts.
Okay.
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
So these are definitely more masculine shorts. Yeah, we can work with these.
Got some color here.
Ooh, okay.
Got the blue plaid.
Okay, blue
Can't go wrong
classic.
with some plaid.
Yeah, I've pulled out a few shirts here. This is definitely more Jack style when I think of style, because I think like for this stuff, you've got your basic whites, but you've got your basic stripes and patterns, and this goes towards.
Ooh, the pink?
Yeah,
I like the pink.
I feel like this might be a good look for you.
Ooh.
So how do you feel about this?
Whoa, a whole construction fit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Do I look like a...
Oh, you look real. You look real.
Gonna be all official?
Yeah.
I like it. You know, the orange vibes. Oh, I guess I can't, pose like that. I'm gonna have to
Give us whatever way you want.
stand a bit more,
How do you feel in it? You know.
I feel good. I love this.
How would Lil Naj feel? You know.
Oh,
Lil Naj. Oh
No.
Just gonna pop that.
pop the collar, pop the collar a little bit. Oh, no.
No, you just like that flare and you add a little body roll. So
Little. Oh! Oh my gosh. I'm crying.
we got one last thing. Make it real. The fish here.
The boots. Oh my gosh.
The real boots, and it's real dirt on that. Real on construction site dirt on that.
Oh my gosh. They're perfect.
Okay, here we go. We're rocking now.
What?
You just came from site. It was a hard, long day. You know, you were like jackhammering that shit, and you were, operating the crane and everything. This is looking.
It's looking good.
Oh my gosh, I love this look.
Do you feel like the work that you do puts you at odds with the type of art that you do?
I do sometimes feel like a corporate sellout if I have to put it, for lack of better words, but the reality is, I'm queer, I'm female, I'm a person of color. I went to school for urban planning. I think there's multiple facets of urban planning that I find are fascinating. But now as I'm dabbling into drag and doing that more often and being more interconnected with the LGBTQ plus community, it's made me realize there are a lot more things we can do in just terms of spaces, that we can be much more inclusionary and continue to challenge how we can build better spaces for everyone.
What worries you about your job?
I think not being enough for the housing community. I think that makes me really nervous, and not giving back necessarily to the culture community. In my experiences of working at my projects, we actually do work with First Nations groups. In particular, the projects that I'm in, they're located in and around Mississauga, and we are involved with archaeological assessments. With the land acknowledgement, I think it is a really important discussion. I do strive to kind of voice, that we should be acknowledging this a lot more than just a contract. And I think it is a really important discussion to continue to educate or inform everyone that this is not our land that we're building on, and it was never ours and it never will be ours, no matter how many times we put our name on it. I know a lot of talk is about, all the development industry does is gentrify, right?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Crews and Tangos being torn down and rebuilt for a different purpose?
I'm gonna be so sad. I used to go there so often.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I feel exactly the same way. I feel like Crews and Tangos is like the rite of passage for the queer community.
It really is. Was Crews one of the first places you went to when you were coming out?
Yeah, yeah. I think it had to be the place that I went to. It's such a staple in culture and in community and placemaking. I did attend the first consultation session, and the architects did attend and mention that they are preserving the face of it, at least. and they're going to designate that as heritage. I think it is important that we are able to retain at least something. I work in a very corporate position. I do sometimes fear that my sexuality or my identity, may be, a reason to set me back from work and from career growth. And I feel like my connection to the community through drag has really allowed me to just outlet that.
When did you find out you were queer?
Back in grade 8, I had a huge crush on someone in class. But honestly, I grew up very religious.
How was that growing up in a religious community, being queer?
I remember church pastoral staff just reciting the Bible like it was life rules. And I struggled with that, right? And I definitely hid my sexuality because I was told that homosexuality is not allowed at all. Drag makes me happy because I am just honestly able to express myself in this particular art form of performance. Basically, this process is where I start marking where do I want to highlight and how do I want to carve my face, if that makes sense. One of the things that I find about masculine looks is that they have a very boxy face. I'm trying to make my face as boxy and as sharp as possible because that gives, again, a quote-unquote masculine look.
I've never done anything like this before, so I'm really happy and excited to try it. Be more bold than usual.
Yeah, just completely go for it. When I'm performing, it still feels surreal to me a little bit that people are actually interested to watch. This is just me trying to find really fun, silly, almost silly ways to express this form of art and to express this form of drag. And when I'm performing drag, it makes me feel validated. It makes me feel like people want to watch and people want to see this type of performance. You don't have to be technically trained in your interest in order to pursue it. I'm a prime example. I have no theater background. I have no photography background. I work in urban planning. The idea is that you can still pursue what you want to do and learn how to get better, to just kind of channel yourself, and people enjoy and have fun. And I think that's the most important thing to me.
Goddamn, my crush looks like Timothy Chalamet. He's a 10 while I'm 4 on my good days. I tell myself to stay in my own lane, but I just wanna say, those eyes, they're green like summertime. And those curls, wish I could brush them through my hands tonight. Said you like some jazz, I jazz it up for you. Said you like to dance, we're on the floor for you. Know that everything I do is done for you. Done for you. Goddamn, my crush looks like Timothy Chalamet. He's a 10 while I'm 4 on my good days. Tell myself to stay in my own lane, but I just wanna say, my crush looks like Timothy Chalamet. He's a 10 while I'm 4 on my good days. Tell myself to stay in my own lane, but I just wanna say,
I don't think you at a time like this.
boy, I can't help it. Afraid to admit this. Open my phone, checking the gram, you're the top of the search list. You belong on the big screen, we'll be Oscars and Grammys. Damn, that could be us, but you play it. Said you like some jazz, I jazz it up